Meanwhile, talking about employment, Uber came out with their earnings.
Uber reporting quarterly results, the ride-sharing company achieving its first ever GAAP operating profit in the company's history.
It's a great day. It's the amalgamation of a ton of work of everyone on the Uber team.
Uber just achieved a historic milestone. They posted their first ever operating profit after 14 years. Chief Executive Dara Khosrowshahi and CFO Nelson Chai managed to turn around one of the biggest tech unicorns of our time. What's interesting here is that neither of them are founders of the company. A key lesson here is sometimes the best people to turn a business around are not the founders. So how did they manage to turn Uber around? Before I tell you, hello there, welcome to another video. If you're new here, my name is Antonio and I'm a finance manager at Google. And in this channel, we explore the latest trends in the world of business and technology. Executives at Uber worked on these 5 things to achieve this business turnaround that we'll have people talking about for a little while. Number 1, divest non-performing assets. Companies win when their business model is streamlined and based around core activities that bring money. Unfortunately, there are a few cases where certain acquisitions don't perform as expected. When this happens, leaders have to kill their darlings, and that's exactly what they did. They divested from the self-driving unit Careem and the food delivery unit Zomato. Complexity tends to get in the way of growth and financial success, and the lesson here is to keep the company focused on what they do best. Number 2, exit regions where you're not a dominant player. Be number 1 or number 2 in your space. If you're not, get out. This strategy helped the company allocate resources to markets that had more appetite for Uber. Places like San Francisco, New York, London, Chicago, and Sao Paulo, Brazil. The lesson here is if you're not a market leader by a certain point in time, you gotta pivot. Number 3, M&A can help you grow and profitably. Despite a bad economic environment, they sought inorganic growth opportunities that were strategic and value accretive. They bought 3 companies that created synergies with their core business model and allowed them to gain market share in a relatively short amount of time. These companies were Drizzly. They acquired that for $1 billion, Cornershop for $1.4 billion, and Postmates for $2.6 billion. These played a key role in Uber's growth and margin expansion. The lesson here is that M&A has to make sense from a strategic, financial, and operational standpoint. Number 4, sometimes layoffs are necessary to save the company, and in response to the pandemic, they reduced Uber staff by 20%. This was a hard but necessary move that lowered operating costs and contributed to an improved bottom line. This is not a new thing to do in business. This happens all the time. In fact, if you want to know more about layoffs and why they happen, check out this video here up top. I'll link it in the description as well. Oh, and by the way, people who were laid off from Uber, they got a nice package anyway, so they're fine, sort of. And number 5, build loyal customers. Uber took a page from Amazon's playbook and they grew Uber One to 12 million members. Even with lower immediate margins, these members had high retention, resulting in a larger contribution for revenue over the long term. Some of the benefits these guys get are member pricing guaranteed, 5% off in eligible rides and orders on food, groceries, alcohol, and priority service. The lesson here is sometimes giving out perks to your customers yield a return on investment. Now, defying critics, Uber posted a Q2 net income of $394 million. Yes, it was driven by a $386 million benefit pre-tax, primarily due to net unrealized gains related to the revaluation of Uber's equity investments. But still, it was a drastic turnaround from a loss of $2.6 billion a year before. They also had a historic free cash flow quarter with $1.1 billion, and as we know, cash flow is king. This was a clear demonstration of how effective strategic moves can shift the company's financial trajectory. Uber's journey provides essential leadership lessons in resilience, strategic decision-making, and the ability to seize opportunities even in adversity. As Khosrowshahi stated, profitability is a means, not just an end. Business leaders can learn from Uber, prioritize core operations, exit markets where you can't win, seek growth opportunities, stay lean, and focus on long-term customer value. These strategies not only enhance your financial performance, but also build a fantastic company culture. Kudos to Uber for turning their business around, and all the best also to their new fantastic CFO in their new move. What do you think about Uber's story? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, hit the like button, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao.